Hello and welcome to another edition of Tech Planet with Sammy Line. I've been off doing a lot of things in this month. One whole month that I've been off, I've been truly focusing and learning things about artificial intelligence. And while still in my class, I came across a very funny experience. So I felt I can share this and it's going to help, especially for those of us that sell or offer one service or the other online. Okay, I was called around 3 p.m. Yeah, he wants me to help him get some things. Okay, probably saw my website or something. So, his boss is on his way to the US right now that he needs me to process some dollars for him. And I told him, I don't sell dollars. Why don't you go to Bureau de Change? And he said, no, I trade Forex. So maybe you could help me fund my account. That will help my boss that is in the US that I can fund. You can help fund his Forex trading account. I said, okay, no problems. So few months, and I said, okay, but you initially said your boss is on flight. It's okay, maybe talk to my boss. First flight. Now, the change of topic in a split of seconds, or the change of topic in few minutes. Okay, a moment ago you wanted me to give your boss dollars. I said no, I don't deal on dollars. Then few moments later you're now saying you want to fund your Forex trading account. Okay, that was for me a red flag number one. So I kept the conversation on, and like few hours later, 2 hours later, he called me and said, "Oh, please, I want you to help my boss right now that is they're in Texas. Please, I'm his PA, so chat with him." Oh, I said, no problems. I already knew from the conversation that this is not a deal. It's not a deal, okay? The knowledge I have in cybersecurity, I said, no, this is not going to be a deal. But I just wanted to play on to know what this guy should be coming up with, okay? So a few minutes later, someone called me and was speaking in Hausa language. And I said, well, I don't speak Hausa. I speak only English. And the guy said, okay. He said, he's gonna call me again. And a few minutes later, I got a call. He said, oh, please, we are in Chicago right now. And I said, Chicago? No, we're heading to Chicago. That we're in Texas right now. And I said, okay, so what do you want me to do? He said, my boy told you that you help me process dollars. I said, I don't deal on dollars. I'm not Bureau de Change. The guy said, okay, I think what you do for me is, do you know how I can get USDT? I said, okay, I can do USDT for you through a third party. I can get it for you if you want. Okay, so how we're gonna do it? He said he's gonna call someone that is gonna talk to me. That's where it gets really interesting. So I'm gonna play the voice note for you, so you listen along, and it's not very difficult to know when you meet some of the scammers. Okay, there is no perfect crime, so it's actually very easy for you to know. Now, this guy initially was speaking Hausa language, and this is his first voice note. Listen to it.
Yes, my dear. Nango is to say,
Now, listen to that person's intonation, okay? Listen to his intonation. That's his first voice note. The second voice note, this is it.
Because our program, we just arrived at the Texas International Airport, my dear. Sorry.
Listen to that. We just arrived at the Texas. This is not actually an Hausa guy speaking Hausa, or this is not. I'm not from the north, but it's so glaring that this is somebody that is trying to mimic a language or mimic an intonation that is not his. So listen to it again.
It is something very urgent. I really need you to speak on the call because you have to talk to the general supervisor in the American airline here, because we are heading to Chicago and we had understand luggage bill accommodation on our bill the 21st week.
Now, he's going for a conference. Now he's saying they have accommodation, they have a bail accommodation, they have extra luggage and the rest. Okay, now they're going from Texas to Chicago. Listen, this is going to be very interesting and very funny. Okay?
Yes, and my term secretary. So we want you to help us send they send USDTN to the.
He wants me to send USDTN. Okay, these are normal things. Someone can make those mistakes. That is not anything. He wants me to send USDTN instead of USDT. Okay, let's keep going.
Walleting address, but I want you to talk to the general supervisor so you will understand exactly what they're saying. And she will tell you the total amount in the money they are sending, the currency here, please. It's very urgent. They said we have just 26 minutes remaining to leave because our program is in Chicago, while our landing flight from the New York airport was first at Texas before taking off now to Chicago, please. It's something urgent because we need to pay in order to proceed to Chicago.
Okay, now the story is not actually meeting up. This is where it started from. His boss is on his way to the US. Then now he's calling New York. Now he's calling Chicago. He's calling Texas. He's called 3 different places in the United States. Now, what is it trying to do with this? With these states is calling, or with these different locations is calling, is simply trying to work on my mind. Okay, it's not actually sure if I'm exposed to this country, this state, this locations is calling. So probably by calling New York, by calling Chicago, by calling Texas, no, he feels he can bamboozle my mind to think, oh, this guy is a big guy, he has a PA, he has somebody who's doing all of this with. Oh, hey, just calm down. Okay, so let's go. He said he wants me to talk to one of the general managers of the American airline, okay, AA. So while he was talking, oh, guess what I was doing? And I told I was on the course with on AI tools. Instantly, I went on my tools and I checked a lot of things about AA, okay, the American airline he called, and I went to see their staffing and all of that. Okay, now he said he wants me to talk to that general manager. Okay, now listen to the next voice, the next person that spoke, that he gave the phone to that spoke. Now, this is the next person, and this is the very interesting stuff. Now, he dropped a USDT wallet address for me. Okay, so this is where it got very interesting. Listen.
This is TRC20, sir. TRC20. This is TRC20, sir. TRC20.
Now, listen to this voice. He said, we are with the AA, we are with the American airline, okay? We are right now in Texas. We are about heading to Chicago and we had excess luggage, okay? Listen, please, take a look at this. These scammers are not always intelligent. If you listen carefully, you're going to see the loopholes here and there, okay? Now, I'm taking time to analyze this because I know this is going to be a lifesaver for someone, okay? That I'm going to tell you how this whole thing was prevented, okay? Listen to this voice again. He said he's going to give me, I'm going to talk to that general manager, and now the next person I'm talking to is a young, sharp Nigerian lady with a Nigerian accent, very deep. Now, listen, I've gone through the AA, okay? I wanted to know the level of staffing and all the rest. In the split second, I went to the American Airlines website and I saw a lot of stuff, their bookings, their routes and all of that. Okay, so waiting for, okay, I wanted to know also the time it will take to go from Texas to Chicago. All of those stuffs, I've just done all of it. Okay, and said they're going to move, and all of those grammar he spoke. Hold on, this is the first bust. Okay, the first mistake they did was allowing me to listen to this lady, this very, very Nigerianized lady. Listen to her again, please.
This is TRC20, sir. TRC20.
Okay, I believe this is just a newcomer that is coming into their fold. So what I did was this. I wanted to know that if there's actually a deal, because as a businessman, I also have to put my business tentacles up, okay? I don't actually want to ward it off as a scam, but at the same time, I was following them up and I want to show them that I'm not the type that can just bamboozle with this rubbish. So they were expecting me to send them. Now, when I did the calculation, okay, it came about 2 point something 3 million naira, okay? Now, he said he's going to send me a rider. First thing, he's going to send me a rider around 8 p.m. Nigerian time. Hey, are you going to rob me if you send me a rider with 3 million naira to come give to me? I'm sending you wallet. Okay, I'm going to send you USDT. Okay, so what I did was I didn't send him my personal account. This is where a lot of guys make mistake. When you're dealing with this kind of fellows that are, even if it's a legitimate business, okay, and some persons have not done business with you and you're meeting them online and the money is above $1 million naira, what actually advise people, unless you have this level of communication or you've had a third party reference, okay, third party has referred them, I don't have an issue. But if third party did not refer them and they came, they saw your stuff and they want to deal with you and they want to send you personally cash to your personal account, I don't allow people to use personal accounts. I will always encourage that anything above $1 million naira, use a corporate account. So I want to be sure. Now, this is what happens. Okay, I've been in the court and someone had this kind of problem. He sent somebody Bitcoin, and the bank that the guy sent the money through, the money was reversed back to the sender. Okay, now you cannot reverse cryptocurrency transactions. The guy has sent his Bitcoin to the fellow, and the fellow that sent the naira to the account had the monies reversed to the sender. So why on earth did the bank send back the money to the sender's account? He has received the product, he has received Bitcoin. Okay, and as at that time, I was very furious in that. It wasn't my matter. I went for a different matter entirely. I tried to sit down the lady to tell her, hey, this is also what you can do. The lawyer was cross-examining this lady, was asking her useless, stupid questions, okay? They were useless and stupid because the lawyer doesn't understand all the operations of cryptocurrency. A lawyer himself doesn't understand. You know, when you learn something from a third party, okay, you just want to read about it and go defend in court. You could be talking trash. So the lawyer that was defending the lady was talking trash. He was trying to defend from the general perspective of you see this whole thing. He doesn't understand. Then the guy that was cross-examining the lady was saying, I put it to you, I put it to you. Where I sat, I wasn't comfortable anymore because I knew what to say. I knew what to say to this lady, or I knew what to say to a lawyer that was defending her. The lady sued the bank and the guy that did this, okay, and it was a very funny case, and that was the only experience the only time I saw. So having this experience, I knew that it would be a little bit difficult if this were to be a corporate account, okay, that the bank could reverse this money out of a corporate account like that. I know we also have incidences where some guys have insiders that will help them perpetrate some of this rubbish, especially with a personal account, okay. So I sent a corporate account to him and was waiting. Now this is the next statement.
Yes, my dear, please write out the amount for me, the figure. Please type it out for me, the naira.
Listen to this. This is a Nigerian guy, okay. He said I should send him wallet. I did the calculation and sent to him, and he's now said I should type it out for him. Another error, and I should type out what I've already screenshot for you on the calculator. I should type it out for you. Another error. So listen to it. Listen to his intonation. All I want to do is I want you to listen to his intonation and try to picture what is going on in the minds of these guys. First disappointment, they got a corporate account, not a personal account. Okay. Second disappointment, they are waiting and they are putting on pressure. One of the things you want to know, scammers don't actually have the time. Even if they have the time to have feasted on you by brainwashing you here and there, when it comes to the real time when money is involved, their bodies are shaking. They don't have the time. They want it to fall. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the whole stuff, what I was expecting, okay, what I suspected, and all the rest. Okay, now let's go. I'm going to play it again. Listen to what he said. Listen, please.
Yes, my dear, please write out the amount for me, the figure. Please type it out for me, the naira.
This is an Hausa guy that began speaking Hausa. Now listen again to this. Does this in any way look like somebody that is from the north or that wants to speak with the original Hausa intonation? Listen to this guy again and you'll see that this is not actually somebody from the north. Listen again.
Yes, my dear, please write out the amount for me, the figure. Please type it out for me, the naira.
Okay, now this is it. And I said, it's there in your, I dropped the chart for him. I said, it's there. I've sent it. Look at the calculator. This is what next. This is the next thing he said.
Oh my dear, no. They said we have about 15 to 10 minutes left. People have boarded this because we are officials. That is why they have been giving us access, please. The time we are affected, we can meet up. And if we miss this ticket to Chicago, our program tomorrow in Chicago will be affected. I'm already sending the rider to you already. Oh my goodness.
Okay, now listen. It's already sending a rider to me. He hasn't asked me about my location. So how on earth are you going to send a rider to me, bringing me 3 million naira, and you're coming in the evening around 8 p.m. and you're sending a rider to me? You've not asked my location and you're sending a rider to me. Listen, please. The next is this.
It was because of the result of the emergency. It is because of the emergency. That is where we didn't know we will experience this actually. Can you know? What?
Now listen. By the time you try to fix all of this together, you know that these are just a bunch of beginning fraudsters. Okay. Now it began by calling New York. They are able to fly from New York to Texas. Okay, if they can go from New York to Texas, that means that luggage is talking about, if they had paid, if they knew that it was an extra luggage, okay, the airline from New York to Texas would have also charged them. Okay, now let's say for whatever reason they didn't charge them because maybe different sizes of plane or the rest. Okay, let's imagine there were different sizes of plane. Okay, now going from Nigeria to New York, wherever, let's imagine, didn't they know that we're going to have they'll be charged for those extra luggages? Okay, let's also believe that because of maybe flight sizes and the rest, they weren't. Okay, let's imagine, I'm just saying imagination, but I think it's impossible. So let's imagine now these guys are now in Texas. Okay, now the next thing, why don't you go from New York directly to Chicago? Why go from New York to Texas before now going to Chicago? Okay, now listen please.
Can wait, oh please. What do you do for them? I don't just know what to do. We are totally late already, please.
Now, by the time I was saying this, I had to check the time. What was it in New York? I mean in Texas, and it was around 12:30 p.m. Okay, 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon. And I said, oh, even if you have a hard luggage and if you're late and you think that it is something you can do without. Now it's talking about tomorrow. Imagine it's talking about tomorrow, and that was around 12:30. Okay, 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon in Texas. And it's talking about tomorrow. That means you should have at least 12 hours or more to do. So he knew that he had met a very wrong fellow, and that was where the communication stopped. Now let me come back and explain some of these things. Number one, build up of his communication showed that these guys, number one, they're not organized. There is no coherence in what he was saying. This one was saying a different thing, this one was saying another thing. The PA suddenly started talking, talk to my boss. He wasn't concentrating and talking to me again. He was saying my boss is putting pressure on me. First thing they want to always do is to make sure that they send you the message of pressure, that they are always under pressure, they are pressurized. So you too should be very fast. Okay, when you're doing certain things in haste, your thinkings are not in order most of the times. Okay, so the next thing they did was trying to see that I could talk to a flight attendant or something to make sure they want to convince me. The wrong thing they did was calling a flight attendant, but that was maybe somebody that was close to me in Port Harcourt, or somebody, not when I mean close to me, close to my neighborhood or wherever in Port Harcourt, that try to fuse me with the mindset that that person is talking from United States, from Texas. Okay, now being a sharp guy, okay, I wanted to know if this person will be a white, or if the intonation of the white was going to be fabricated. I will definitely know. like I said, I was already working on AI tools. So it's simply putting it here and there on some of my AI tools that will dictate the voice and differentiate it from wherever and tell me this. So I was already ready for them, okay? But I just wanted to make sure that I'm buying time and rejoicing over their scrap. 2025 is not the time to waste money. So some of the skills are very important, and I feel I should put it up so that it will help somebody tomorrow, okay? Talking about scams, in the next video, I will talk about how a cryptocurrency trading website was hacked and a whopping $1.5 billion was stolen from that cryptocurrency exchange. All you need to do is click on the next video because it is coming up right now.